Well, it's the type of weather, isn't it, that'll make you want to get off your bum and do something. I think tonight it'll be a case of cleaning down the old barbecue at home, and hopefully it'll be in working order for the Easter bank holiday weekend coming, but also a time when you want to get back in shape again. It's been a long winter, and there's a lot of extra pounds sitting around the midriff and wherever else that could do with shifting. But it's, I suppose, just finding the wherewithal to get off your bum and go and do something. How do you do it? So we've got a man here in studio with us now who's going to tell us all about this and indeed guide us over the course of the summer as to how to improve our physical attitude, I suppose you'd call it. His name is Leslie Russell, and he's from russellfitness.ie in Portlaw. Leslie, you're very welcome to the programme.
Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you.
So, Leslie, given that scenario of your Joe or Josephine soap, who's, shall we say, a few pounds overweight, hasn't done much over the course of the winter, but now wants to get back looking good for the bikini or the Speedos, where do you start?
Well, the first thing before you ever, lift a weight or run a mile or whatever you're thinking about doing would be to just make sure you're in the right mindset.
Okay.
So it's one of the things I'd find that with people, once your mind is right and you mentally feel that you're ready to do it, it makes a massive, massive difference. Yeah. So just make sure you're in the zone mentally.
How do you get yourself there?
You have to think of the reasons why you want to do it. Okay. So it's although it's a process of losing weight and whatever, it's more a feeling you're looking for, and that's what people don't realise. They think they just want to fit into a certain size, jeans or whatever it is. But what it really is what they're looking for is the feeling that they have when they're in those clothes.
Yes,
and that's ultimately what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So on the nights when you don't feel like you want to get up and you want to watch whatever it is on telly, they're the nights that you have to get up and go for it, and they just pull together all the good all the good times together, and that's what'll make it worthwhile.
And it gets easier, so much easier, so much more quickly as well.
Exactly. What I would say to people is always just make sure, if you're trying to do, we'll get into talking a little bit more about what we're doing, but if you do a small bit every day for the first while, rather than trying to do too much in the one time, and then you're just going to get muscle sore and whatever. So a small bit every day, stick to it regularly, and like you said, your recovery levels go up very quickly, and suddenly then you are actually in the zone. But for that to happen at the start, you just need to give it a little push on.
Yeah, and slowly catch your monkey.
Yeah.
One of the things as well that people will say is, they might have, I don't know, been a hurler or a hockey player or something in their 20s, but I don't know, the knees have given up or something, and they can't do that anymore, and they say, right, that's my exercise life over. I presume,
yes.
There are ways around that.
Yes. Definitely. Like myself, when I was younger, I would have been playing field sports, and kind of around the age of 15, 16 would have got shin splints and thought, right, this is it, I either need an operation or whatever. But it could be something as simple as just maybe needing some orthotics, some wedges made up for your feet, and that could sort it out. Okay. It could be the terrain you're running on, it could be that your knees aren't able for it, you need to just maybe adapt to a sport. Try out a few different things. Kind of go at it nice and calmly at the start, and just, don't invest a lot of money either in things that you don't know whether you can do or not.
Yeah,
you know what
indeed,
I mean? Try and do the nice free things, the jog on the beach, things like that, the cycling, whatever it is, and make sure you're doing something. If your joints are hurting you, that is non-impact. So you're talking about swimming, maybe boxing, a bit of cycling, whatever it is, things like that, non-impact work, and your joints then will thank you for it, because they're not getting the pound, and they actually might recover as well. But it's all obviously part of your nutrition as well to pull you along. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're talking there about about starting slowly and just doing a little bit at the beginning for the first couple of weeks. I suppose you need, though, to be kind of saying you want to be at a certain point by a certain time, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. What I would say about that is that you would need to set a goal for yourself. Okay, so if you do not write down on paper what you intend to do, and people do it in business as well, so it's the same thing.
Business plan.
It's a business plan for your body.
Yeah, very good. I like it.
Yeah, so whatever you decide to do, you have to write it down. You have to put a time limit on it. So say a short-term goal might be maybe in the next 6 weeks, and every week you just say, for instance, a weight loss candidate could be to lose 1 or 2 pounds or whatever it is a week. Yeah. So you need to hit that figure every week. If you don't hit it, then you need to know, well, right, what am I doing here that this isn't working out?
Yes.
Okay, and 9 times out of 10, it's either dietary or it's either that a person just isn't actually putting in the work. Okay, so where that comes in as well, these two kind of tie into each other, would be to keep the food and exercise diary.
Right.
Okay, so you set the goals, but what will make that more attainable is to keep the food and exercise diary, where you're actually writing down what you ate every day and what exercise you did, and then you quickly discover if you're not getting the results, why you're not getting them, because you say, well, look, I actually didn't do much this week.
You can't lie to yourself.
You can't lie to yourself,
you know,
yeah. And ultimately then too, when you actually get success from it, you can see where the success came from. It's written down there in black and white.
Well, that's one of the things I've got to ask you about as well, because there are certain days where you're up and running, you're in your exercise program. Certain days you could run from, I don't know, from here to Cork and back again, no problem. You're feeling like, and then other days then you can hardly get off the couch.
Yeah.
What's that?
Why is that?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of different things. It could be that maybe a little bit of stress going on in your life, whatever, so that can drain your energy. It can also be, mainly it's normally to do, it could also be, another thing could be sleep. You need to get a good 8 hours, 9 hours sleep every night. Good quality sleep, unbroken if you can. So if you have children, forget about it. But back to the actual food.
Yeah.
If you're eating kind of very, sugary foods and fast food all the time, it's actually going to drain your energy. It's going to pull all the energy out of your body. Okay, so what you need to eat is slow burning foods, slow complex carbs. You're talking about maybe a bit of sweet potato, a bit of brown rice, things like that. And especially with the time of year now, it's easier to eat those kind of foods.
It certainly is.
Yeah, because there might be, you might need to cook them for as long, and more salads and things like that. But it actually will give you back energy, which then, if you're writing that down in your diary, all these points kind of tie in together. If you're writing it down, you'll see then, well, look, I was able to run and stay going in the gym today. Why is that? But if it's written down in your diary and you've eaten the right foods, it all becomes apparent to you. And that's what it's all about. It's all about self-education.
Look, Leslie, there we leave it, right? But thanks a million for that. Just to go back over those points, it's a mental attitude, the type of exercise, setting goals, and keep food and exercise during that last one particularly. The truth lies therein. Leslie, thanks for that. We'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you very much, Ian. Cheers.
Leslie Russell there from russellfitness.ie in Portlaw.